of the Atlantic chose to build pyramids.
Pyramids go to the sun. That's what the tip is all about, to meet the sun rays coming
The ancient
down.
world they
Look at that.
discovered was full of it.
See, it was one there. They stole it. The Europeans always come and steal the gold. This one that was here was gold. The people here in America always top theirs off with gold pyramids. And the Europeans, the Spanish conquistadors, they came here. After they came here and saw these things, they went home and got, because there was men everywhere to watch and protect it. So it wasn't like we was just walking around whistling Dixie. We have tons of men. This is what the problem was. They came in moving really, really fast, organized to murder and kill. And they go into one pocket, kill all the people, take a stronghold, kill all the older men, hang out in there 30, 40 years, build up their army of Semites, Mexicans. Build them up, build them up, build them up, teach them to hate black. Next thing you know, this whole colony right here, they barricaded themselves in, where they tell you about their forts and shit. Barricade themselves in. People, okay, they in there. We ain't worried about them. Shoot, when that door opened, these vagabonds come running out of there. They done grew in numbers. They come out at night, sneak under the cover of darkness, capture more people, kill people. You know, constantly at war, battle with them. But you can't constantly battle them all the time, because you got to work to get your stuff together for winter. And all this, you got just evil all through life. All through life is what you'd have to do to battle with them. So all you Spanish people that's on this earth right now that think you're Mexicans and Spanish, you are the melanated people that was here building these structures. They came and stole all your gold that was on top of this, and stole all the women and raped them and taught them to speak Spanish, and taught them that their name was Maria Gonzalez. And from the day that that happened until today, you guys have been victimized by these Spanish people that has done nothing but stolen all your wealth. And now they're using you to destroy their own white children here in America. The same way, now watch, you see Detroit all dilapidated and destroyed now, right? Watch in 3 years, if it don't be rebuilt in a thriving, gleaming city again, newly equipped with Espanol from El Mexico, or from the many neighborhoods that they dominate right now, where they're overpopulating one house, and then they'll just move out of the house and all move to Detroit, and then open up all those plants and everything else again, so they can supply cars and everything to the wealthy Chinese and Russians and European people that wants to come here and displace all the white people who they're going to force into poverty by taking your jobs away from you also and giving them to the Mexican people. Then they're going to have a nation of Semites like they always like. That's how come you have Palestinians and Arabs all throughout Europe who wants nothing more to be anything but white against blackness, because they were taught that by the good white Christians. They were also made by the good white Christian who raped all the unsuspected masses of the black people that they found anywhere on earth they found them at. So I just wanted to drop that on you, not to be mean or nasty, but just so everyone can have a conceptualization in their mind of how things became the way things are.
Possible coincidences.
See,
of all the structures they could have built,
the gold,
ancient civilizations on both sides of the Atlantic
see how that comes to a point?
build pyramids.
See how the pyramid comes to a point there? Let me show you what I'm talking about.
People.
See those points on that pyramid? You see them? Okay, here we go.
Both sides of the Atlantic chose to build pyramids.
See the point?
Of all the ways of disposing of the
Mexico certainly must have piqued people's curiosity at the time.
Now you see the point on the pyramid at the
ancient
top.
world, they
See, it was there. They had it in gold, and they stole it. And watch, you're going to see two.
discovered was full of impossible coincidences.
See, that's one. There was one there too. See? And there's always the infamous female cavity I tell you about right there. See? To go inside. You always got to have that. But it was definitely there, and it was all gold. And you better believe the Spanish conquistadors came to get the gold, and they saying we'll pick up some of those big titty, fat ass black girls while we're there too. And we'll just kill all the men. And we'll take some of the boys and sodomize them and turn them into fags and introduce that genetics to their race too. So in the year 2013, it'll be a bunch of their asses running around here flaming like never before. And that's what they did. And then they sublined that shit, as I showed you guys, through all their commercials and everything. So this is not for me to try to attack the European race. This is for me to show how the European race, unknowingly, not all of them, but their leaders and their corrupt people who twisted their minds and made them grow up to hate everyone, has deliberately set out to bring decadence to the world and make a profit for themselves so they can remain very wealthy. The Buckingham Palaces and all that shit, they have 110, 120 bedrooms, and then they have a summer house that has 118 bedrooms, and all over the country up there. They live in that well, everybody in Europe, and then we in America being pimped like hell, where we paying $4 for a freaking gallon of gas just so those rich bastards over there can all live good as hell and laugh at all our dumbasses.
Of all the structures they could have built,
Because the people who destroyed all these civilizations is the same people living it up over in Britain and England right now, off of the same type of activities.
Of all the ways of disposing of their dead, they mummified them.
Several times in antiquity,
See?
they made with our forefathers a kind of artificial mutation.
Disposing of their dead, they mummified
Let me
them.
show you what I'm talking about. You see the point there, right?
Several times in antiquity.
See, look, you can see how flat it is. Something's missing from up there. And this is like the 7-step pyramid that we see in Egypt. So you know what was there. You know what they took from there. They took that gold that was up there. Because the gold took a conducive charge from the sunlight and ran electricity through this whole building. And then they'll sit there and try to make you believe that they didn't think, nobody knew about electricity until the Spaniards, to the white man, thought of bullshit. We've always been against sunlight knowledge. If to tell you the truth, the dumbest people on earth is white men. Because to prove that to you, why can't they ever get out of war and terrorism and lies and theft? Okay? And I'm sure you policemen out there have up to now had to start coming to the conclusion that your government is full of shit. And by them being the way they are making you be an accessory to all their criminal acts. And I know you guys are really puzzled about what exactly you're contributing to, because I believe that a lot of you want to be good policemen, but your policies and your protocol that is set before you by the powers that be make you have yourselves involved with criminal activity of power abuse. And I'm sure you all know that you should not be assisting the bankers into throwing people out of their homes into the street when you see this occurring more and more and more, and you see that there's jobs being taken away and the economy is dying, but they don't have no restraint on throwing people out into the street. That is not a concerned government that would do something like that. It seems to me like that is a government who encourages those type of activities. And somewhere you policemen are going to have to decide what side you're going to be on. Because every action has a consequence. It's just that simple.
They made with our forefathers a kind of artificial mutation. And finally, these visits from outer space.
This is how freaking disrespectful they are. They will go and dig all these carcasses up from our ancestors and just put their cameras up and film it like they just got every right to, you know? I mean, you talking about disrespect.
Have gone into archaeological artifacts.
Chariots of the Gods sold more than 11 million copies, but scientists were horrified.
And when they sold 11 million copies, poverty still went on in Detroit, it still went on in San Francisco, it still went on in Oakland, it still went on in New Mexico. All of the artifacts that they stole from the local people, including the land, and they made so much money and still making money, they never kicked shit back to the melanated men and women and children who they have pillaged and plundered so desperately. And that's why you Mexicans love the shit out of they white asses, and you dumbass cigarette smoking, wig wearing, alcohol eating niggas, because they don't give y'all shit and they take every damn thing. And then when somebody like me come out here and don't get any damn thing and give you everything, because this is good knowledge that you can use to become anything you want, because you can remove stagnation out of your life. And I don't get shit out the deal itself. Resentment, ostracizing, and disrespect, and people want to kill me. Only from the black men though. From the women population, totally different. From white women, as well as Mexican women, as well as black women, totally different. They all smiles and they're good, happy to see me. Men, jealous as hell, want to beat my ass. You know why? Because you drink too much and you eat meat and you're fat And you love the white man because you don't want to go out here and try to change the world and try to build a society that everybody can thrive and do well in, because you'd rather kiss his ass and keep your one little job and stay in the safe zone than have to come out here with the other people who want to say, no, we don't want them having control of the earth forever so they can keep abusing people. And then when I have a daughter, I have to worry about her going through their bullshit, telling her, you got to give me some head if you want to work here. That bullshit got to come to a stop. That's all to it.
If you think of these claims, if only they were true, they would be amazingly interesting, but have been.
And just like this right here, Easter Island. No, they gonna sit up and try to tell you. They don't know, of course, who did this, but they found huge, colossal
sold more than 11
monuments
million
everywhere
copies.
that's been done
But
by the
scientists
melanated
were
man and
horrified.
woman, but they never tell you. See, chariots of God.
If you think
Nowhere do they say
of
anything about melanated
claims,
people.
if only they were
Look at that. Look at that big ass nose. What Europeans you know gonna come out here and show you some big ass, and what Europeans you know gonna ever show you that they were able to erect statues this great like this? They can't. Even to this day that they have all the power and every damn thing, they can't show you it. This is synonymous with the African man and female, the melanated man and woman. We all know that, okay? We all know it.
true, they would be amazingly interesting, but have been visited by beings from elsewhere who not only have created our civilization for us, but mated with human beings. It's
Not mated with human beings, are human beings. Are advanced species of human beings with complicated DNA strands that you guys know nothing about because you don't even have melanin in your skin. So that shows you right there that there is something very much missing out of your DNA. See, your deoxyribonucleic, what is it? Okay, it's deoxyribonucleic acid. All right. The way I see it in my mind is that your deoxy compounds are missing. So your ribonucleic acids are what you need to basically be in the game. Your deoxy part of that is what you need to self-sustain yourself. Since you guys have no melanin, you cannot receive the sustaining energy that comes from the sunlight as well as melanated people can, which makes your genetics be of an RNA, which you are missing your D, which is your deoxy. You have none of that, which is your ability to process air. And that's the reason why you guys have it so complicated to breathe, to see, to hear, and to live in society with someone where you don't have to extract all of their resources from them to sustain yourself. And then once you get them in your hand, they're yours. You never know how to give them back because you don't have everything that you need to feed for yourself. So you always have to get attached to other civilizations and get in and destroy them and make that civilization become yours. That's the reason why wherever you go, that civilization die and your corrupt decadence grow. And then you end up standing at a wall you know you did not build, wailing with your bullshit religion at it, and at the same time sending your soldiers out to other parts of the world to murder the same people that you murdered to have the privilege of standing at this freaking wall crying to it when you know you're a freaking imposter that did not build the wall and shouldn't be on the land. It's a damn shame.
in my view, much more unlikely to successfully mate with a petunia than an extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
Today, the
There's
myth
no
is
such
so
thing. We
powerful
live throughout
that
the
it
whole
continues
universe,
to
which
challenge
makes us at home
conventional
anywhere
science.
we are at.
The latest exponent, Graham Hancock, doesn't call it Atlantis, but he too puts the case for a lost civilization around 12,000 years ago.
It's perfectly possible, it's not loony, it's reasonable, it's rational, it's balanced to propose that we could have lost an episode of human history at that time. And that's what the entire mythical testimony of the world says, and the Atlantis story is just one part of a very broad tradition.
See, if I came to you and I told you that I was missing a dog and I told you that the dog name was Zephyr, then that means that somehow I've come across information that has